Hello everyone, I am Dr. Zain Khatib from Khatib Eye Clinic, Mumbai, cataract and refractive surgeon. On this occasion of World Sight Month, I would like to share some important tips with you regarding your eyes. So today I will be talking on a very important topic, something that is very rampant in the youth of today, and that is dry eye syndrome or dry eye disease. Now we need to understand what is this dry eye disease. So for that we need to understand little bit about the anatomy of the eye. So the cornea of the eye, which is the anterior most surface of the eye, there is always a tear film which is present in front of it. And this tear film is responsible for us to see clearly. For any reason, if this tear film is disrupted, it will lead to a condition called as dry eyes. And this dry eyes causes light which comes into the eye to get smudged, to get smeared up, and as a result we cannot see clearly. So why does this dry eye happen and why is it so common? So there are two main forms of dry eyes. One is called as aqueous deficiency dry eye and one is called as evaporative dry eye. Let me speak on the evaporative dry eye part first because this is something which we can relate to more and which is more common. So when you see your phone screens, when you see your laptops, when you have any sort of digital exposure in excess of what is recommended, this leads to evaporative dry eye. And why does this happen? So it's very simple. Normally, whenever the tear film is present in front of our eye, in order to make sure that this tear film is intact and it doesn't break up, we need to make sure we blink. So when we do a blink like this, what happens is the tear film gets recirculated and it stays intact on the surface of the cornea. Now suppose we don't blink often. What will happen is that this tear film will break up and it will lead to smudging of light, and this causes dry eyes. So what we must understand is that a normal healthy person blinks at least once every 10 to 15 seconds. If you want the tear film to stay on your eyes intact, you need to blink at least once every 10 to 15 seconds. But when we are prolonged in front of the screen, we forget to blink. And sometimes the blink rate can go as high as once every 45-50 seconds, which is just not good enough. So this extra time in between blinks, this is responsible for the evaporation of the tear film, and this leads to dry eye syndrome. So basically this is why the mobiles and laptops and excessive use for long hours, it leads to evaporative dry eye, and eventually it leads to symptoms like burning, itching, heaviness, headache, intermittent blurring of vision. These are all symptoms of evaporative dry eye which is caused because of excessive screen use. Now there is another reason why evaporative dry eye can happen, and that is related to the eyelids. So normally the eyelids have glands in them which release certain amount of fluid which maintains the tear film. Now in old age and certain times when the lid hygiene is not maintained, there is some amount of infection which develops on these eyelids, and this is called as meibomitis. Now this meibomitis causes the surface of these glands to get blocked. As a result of that, the secretions from these glands are not given out properly and the tear film is not healthy. In such cases also the tear film evaporates. So I have discussed with you two important types of evaporative dry eyes. One is related to screen exposure and second is related to infection of the eyelids called as meibomitis. Now this was about evaporative dry eye. There is another form of dry eye called as aqueous deficiency dry eye, which is not so important. This happens only in specific conditions. So there are specific diseases in the body which lead to the reduced production of tears from the tear glands, and this is aqueous deficiency dry eye syndrome. This is associated with specific conditions like rheumatoid arthritis and SLE and other collagen vascular diseases. So if you have some of these conditions, you have aqueous deficiency dry eye, and to know if these conditions are present, you have to do a series of blood tests which will tell you that this particular condition is present. But this is not so important for normal day-to-day activities. The normal day-to-day activities and excessive screen use, these lead to evaporative dry eye. Now I have already mentioned this before. What are the symptoms of dry eyes? So dry eyes can have a vast variety of symptoms. It can be anything from a small, burning of the eyes, or it can be very severe in the form of severe headaches, brow aches, eye pain, not wanting to keep your eyes open, sticking of the eyes when you wake up in the morning, itching of the eyes. So all these symptoms are related to dry eyes. One very common symptom of evaporative dry eye is if we are doing a lot of reading, and as we read a lot, suddenly we realize that the vision is starting to become blurry. And then when you blink 4-5 times fast, the vision again clears up. So this is an important sign to tell you that you have dry eyes. So when you blink a lot, the tear film again gets formed properly and the dry eye goes away. So this was little bit about the symptoms of dry eyes. Now how can you prevent dry eyes from happening if you are a heavy computer user? So a lot of people have screen time of 6 to 12 hours on a daily basis, and these are some of the people who have dry eyes the most. So how do you prevent dry eyes from happening? Few simple tips that you have to follow. Okay, we call it the 20-20-20 rule. And what is this rule? That is, every 20 seconds you need to blink once, and after every 20 minutes you need to shut your eyes for about a minute or two so that you give your eyes rest, and your screen needs to be at least 20 inches away from you. So you have this much distance in front, and this is the 20-20-20 rule which you can maintain to make sure that you don't develop dry eyes. Now suppose you have dry eyes, how do you treat it? The simplest and most effective way to treat is by putting artificial tear eye drops or lubricant eye drops, which your ophthalmologist can give you if you visit. So this helps to relieve some of the symptoms. These are nothing but artificial tears. If your tears are evaporating fast, these artificial tears stay on your cornea and help you to do your daily activities. Besides artificial tears, there are some other eye drops which need to be given if the dry eye is very severe, and this has to be prescribed by your ophthalmologist. Another very simple home remedy that you can do if you get symptoms of dry eyes is hot fomentation. So in hot fomentation, you have to take a napkin, dip it in hot water and just apply it on your closed eyes for 5 minutes. Doing this 5 minutes a day, any time of the day, will actually help and relieve some of the symptoms of dry eyes. Besides that, there are a lot of other things, but for this you need to visit your doctor. Your doctor needs to check how severe is your dry eyes by doing certain tests, and the treatment can be given. Another important thing to remember is vitamin D deficiency, which is very common in our population, also leads to some amount of dry eyes. So this was a little bit on dry eyes, and I've tried to put forward some points which you need to know. I hope this video was useful. Thank you.